Folks, test broadcast number 3, Race on Oz, PlayStation ACC. This is a practice round for Paul Ricard, which kicks off next week. These boys are on lap 3. Wheezy leads in the Lambo. He's got a good lead too over Dino Kaki in the number 4 Mercedes. That's a car switch from him. Got it on the podium in round 1 at Zolder in the Audi. And he's got a lead over Pro Driver Awesome in the Bentley. Who's now got Paulie in the Honda right behind him. Followed by Metal in the Ferrari and AB in the Bentley. One hour enduro, 2 compulsory pit stops where fuel is mandatory but to change tyres is not. Awesome through the last corner. Paulie's still with him. So something's happened to Dino and he's fallen back. He's heading off in the last sector. He's still coming to grips with this car. And Wheezy's got a huge lead. Oh, look at this. Paulie on someone. What a battle. So he should be getting a good slipstream right now. Metal could inherit a couple of positions if this goes badly. And Paulie's through, runs a little wide. Yeah, it's good racing. Ooh. Bit of lag there. Wonder if that's him or me. Paulie flying through the sky. Watch this. Fantastic. Paulie's flying. And he has in fact disconnected. So that was him rather than me. Still coming at you live. Race on Oz. ACC. Brilliance at its best. We got good battles through the midfield. Shaky, Ryan, Wilson, Slambo's even in the room in the Audi. Oh, contact. Contact. Slambo and Wilson, Audi and Lambo. Wilson's still on the side of the road. He could have had a big impact. He might be catching his breath. So we go back to Ryan, this good-looking Porsche, taking on the Merc of Shaky. And this is the closest battle on track. Slambo. Yeah, we're just waiting for the timing to update. And he's wide. Lots of aero wash to deal with on this track, especially if they're running low downforce configurations. We've got a yellow flag, and that's still Wilson. So Brent Eagles is heading off through Sector 1. And he's now behind Slambo. Where's Burra? Burra in the green Bentley. With EXO in the Nissan. Close behind. Race on Oz ACC coming at you live. Oh, and Brent Nichols is wide. So that's going to open it up for Burra, and he's through. And Exo's through, so Brent Nichols is still getting to grips with his setup. Essentially, it is just a test session, so there's nothing to stop these boys coming into the pits, making some setup changes and then heading back out. Awesome's putting in some decent times. He's using all the track, but he's just taken 7/10 out of Wheezy. Riggsy's the first man on track to have made a stop, as has Dino. Both in the Mercs. Track 17 degrees, fast track. We've got quite a bit of cloud cover. And there's our first infringement for the evening. Mr. Wilson, stop and go. 10 seconds stop and go. There's a new one. So Paulie has made it back into the room and has changed cars. That's good to see. Andy in the Ferrari, Eagle in the Bentley. They're yet to head out of the pits. Let's have a look at Riggsy, see what he's doing into the last corner. Oh, Ryan's right on the back of Shaky once more. Let's have a look. Oh, he's through onto the back straight. So he's not through. That's Slambo behind him, and Shaky's just ahead. There really is a lag in the timing. Slambo goes through on Ryan. And he's going to start closing down on Shaky. He's got some damage. That would be from the Wilson contact. The bosses of Audi and Lamborghini won't be happy with those two coming together. Oh, more contact. Oh, it's exciting stuff here. Slambo making hay while the sun shines, even though there's lots of cloud cover. Side by side into turn one. Ryan goes deep. Oh, lovely move. And that's Burrow in the Bentley. So he's making up heaps of ground while these boys have been slugging it out. And it looks like the Audi is struggling in a straight line. Got some damage. Slambo's talent should be able to make up the difference. There's a blue flag going on there. I wonder if Burrow's actually a late comer to the room. Does look like he's on the same lap. I'm not sure why the blue flags are out just there. And the word's out already. We've already got one watching. Awesome. Pits, medal, pits, first stops. It's a McLaren looking Ferrari. And Awesome is a few seconds ahead of him as the invisible pit crews do their thing, and it looks like Slambo's in as well. Yeah, so Metal's taken on fuel. Yep, the pits have come alive. Nissan and Bentley in the background. Metal's on the way out. Let's see how smooth this is on the pit exit. It's a car crash waiting to happen, this pit exit. Here we go. Yep, this could be it. And there's an angry green Merc sails past the McLaren Ferrari. Burrow's closing in on Shaky, and Ryan's still there as well. These boys are still going at it. Too wide into the Sin corner at the end of Mistral. Oh, that's all very civilized. Send it. Drive through for EXO. Speeding in the bus lane. Wheezy leads on lap 11. That's a lovely slide from Shaky, and he's gone. Oh, he was holding it right up until the moment he didn't. And he's gone off through the second last corner. Ryan's looking good in that Porker Pig. So Metal closing in on Riggsy. They've both stopped, as has someone who's further ahead of them, and then the top 5 yet to stop. And the bottom 4 yet to stop. There are quite a few boys in this room who were latecomers, so they will be several laps down. As well as Wilson with his timeout to catch his breath after being manhandled by Slambo. As the Papaya Ferrari into turn 1. Ooh. Little deep. Held onto it nicely. Metal, the bronze class champion from last season. Also a member of the championship winning team, ICR. And that's why he's carrying the number 10. He's their front man for this season. Well, the gaps are really starting to open up now, and that's definitely not cricket. AB 21.5 seconds back. Ryan 11 back of him, and Shaky another 8 back. So at present, it's someone awesome, that is, who is actually the net leader, but Brenticles would probably might challenge him for that, right? As he has served his second stop, and he is out of here. 41 minutes 20 to go. So all these boys will obviously be coming to grips with the track limits. New and improved version with the latest update to this game, causing no problems for us at all. Here at Ruse ACC, it's all going smoothly, nothing to see, moving right along. Metal 1.4 back of Riggsy. Let's just check in on Wilson. He's caught his breath. He's looking good. Well, Ryan's got some space now, and he'll be looking to capitalise. And Metal's 1.2 back of Riggsy. So Metal's got pace in that Papaya Ferrari. And Riggsy will be feeling it in the green machine. It's certainly going to be a bag of licorice all sorts this season. And Ryan with a drive-through, so he's pushing the limits. Meanwhile, Metal to within a second. And this is the closest battle on track. And he's now got 2 laps to serve that drive-through. Exos must be getting close to serving his. And Burrow with a drive-through. They are coming thick and fast, kids. It's exciting stuff. Shaky in the pits. So Ryan and Burra serving their drive-throughs. Never a relaxing time as you'd expect. And have we got another one? We do. Shaky, stop and go. Yep, Ryan's having a timeout and having a drink. And it's still Metal and Rigsy, closest on track. A couple of good looking cars there. They go into the long right-hander. Beginning of Sector 3 on this track. Paul Ricard, owned by the one and only Bernie Eccleston. So Exo has served his drive-through, so he's clear. He's got to make one more stop. Awesome with a drive-through. Well, that is almost. Yep, and Paulie with a super high ping. Let's see if he's flying once more. That was exciting before. And he's gone. Well, we definitely try to get a bit of coverage of everyone, even as they're flying out of the room. Shaky's in. Ryan's still taking the time out. Yep. Let's go back to Metal and Rigsy. And Rigsy's pulled a bit of a gap through Sector 1. Very different lines from these boys. Is that them or the cars? We don't know. Certainly Metal looks good in the last sector. In the Fezzer. Yeah, he's a lot closer this time. Just needs to stay with him through Sector 1. This is the crucial bit. Has he gone a bit deep? Yeah, he's gone a bit deep again. Now are these boys... No, so that's someone, he's obviously now behind them after his drive-through. So this is now for P3, Rigsy and Metal. Oh, Metal's dropped back. Rigsy's in traffic. But now he'll be getting a good tow behind Godzilla. And there's a Merc ahead of them. Oh, side by side. Always exciting. And Wheezy with a drive-through. So it looks like it's compulsory that everybody has to breach track limits tonight to get a drive-through. And of course that evens it out beautifully. So we've got a real contest. I guess it'll be AB's turn. He's next. Meanwhile, Riggsy, Metal, in amongst traffic. Paulie's back. Still in the Nissan. Thought he might have gone for another car just to see which way the wind's blowing. Too wide on the pit straight. Let's have a look. Metal's gone deep into one again. Someone's going to have a word with him about that. And it is Shaky behind him very closely, who's down in P10. So both these boys have made their first stop. One more to go. 32 minutes remaining. They'll just be practicing. They'll be doing a heap of testing as to find out how the cars behave in the aero wash. Trying to stay as close as they can through that corner. Onto Mistral once more. Riggsy, Metal, P2, P3. Wheezy is in the pits with his drive-through, and he had such a huge lead. He is still going to have a bit of an advantage, but he is the only one at the front of the field who hasn't served any sort of stop. So yeah, so it's actually going to be quite close between the first three once Wheezy's made his first stop. Any more drive-throughs for anyone, and that'll definitely take them out of contention. Track's gone optimum. I wonder if that's why these boys are pushing so hard. 19 degrees, no wind. And Metal has closed that gap. Drive through Brenticles. So the man in the 31 Bentley he's definitely crossed the line for the amount of limits. So at least half the field with drive-throughs. If you don't spin, you're not pushing hard enough. Something along those lines. Let's have a look at him. Certainly getting plenty of wiggles on the exit of that long right-hander in the Bentley. Normally it's a sign that they're either pushing very, very hard or they're struggling a bit for pace, and maybe the setup needs a bit more work. And he's hit the inside curb on that last corner, and that's definitely not the quickest way through there. You want to leave that corner well alone. He's now got 2 more laps to serve his drive-through. Let's see where Wheezy's at. Coming through sector 1. So Bentley behind him, and that is Awesome behind him, but he has served both pit stops. So he's the man with the green. He's good to go to the end. Let's check in with Wheezy. He's on the back straight. He's got to be thinking about his first stop. So there you go. Because of the drive-through for Wheezy, he's now exactly 1 lap ahead of the someone awesome. So that could be very close indeed once Wheezy gets the stops done. Awesome's good to go. Let's just check in with Wilson. Yep. 27 Pro. That about sums it up. Metal and Riggsy, these boys could be on for the win. It is, of course, just a practice race. The action kicks off on Tuesday night, where we'll have the Pro-Am, the M1 and the M2 rounds of Race on Oz Season 3 ACC, followed a week later by the boys in Pro. Brenticles serving his drive-through penalty. Let's just see how he comes out of the pits. Yep, and it's busy. And that looks like a McLaren, so that's Brett. And we've heard a rumour that he is lightning around here. So we're just going to stick with these boys. And we'll just see. They are, of course, teammates. It is colour-coded to keep it nice and obvious. And we'll see if they... Oh, they're not playing together. Brett's just got completely spooked. And he's driven by our cameraman just to say hi. And he rejoins safely. They're all pros. So Brett's getting up to speed. He's a late joiner, and we've got a card in the room as well. Drive through for number 4. So Dino now, it's his turn. AM driver in the AM Solutions car. That is a Mercedes. That's right, folks. Maybe he won't be in the Audi this season, even though he got it on the podium round 1. 0.7. Riggsy and Metal. Yet to be confirmed, but we believe that BHR is leading the team's championship in the points, and ICR, unconfirmed of course, looks to be bringing up the rear of the field in the 6 teams championship. So Metal, he will be aiming all guns at these BHR boys. Oh, and he's in. Yep, he's going for the undercut. Wheezy still out on track. Oh, he's off track, on track. So he's pushing hard. Maybe he got spooked by that drive-through penalty. So Riggsy's now 36 seconds back of Wheezy, which is about a pit stop. So Riggsy is definitely on and looking good. AB in the Bentley. P3 currently. And Metal is exited the pits. Metal is now the leader for the boys who are green to the flag. Kaki in the pits for his drive-through and served. It's certainly exciting when you come down the main straight at Paul Ricard. You have to have a little bit of a look to see if someone's coming out of that pit lane. There is a plane crash waiting to happen into turn 1, but hopefully not for our boys. So, metal on the back straight. Let's just go back up to Rigsy and we'll see if he's going to pit on this lap or whether he's going to try and extend the lead, and he's not coming in. Awesome has now cleared his drive-through penalty. So it's not going to be over until the fat lady is singing on Tuesday night. Drive-throughs, pit limits, execution of pit strategy, as well as making the tyres last for a full hour around here. You're going to need your setup absolutely nailed to look after those tyres. And the extreme strategy would be to actually take tyres in one of the pit stops. Fresh rubber could be the outside number to get the win. Unlikely, but you never know. Let's just have a look at the McLaren. Onto the back straight. Rumoured to be the fastest thing since sliced bread. Certainly doesn't sound fast. Lovely line though, it's handling beautifully, and Brett's in rare form, taking the win in Pro-Am. Last time out. Paulie's in the GT Motul Godzilla Nissan GTR. So he's having fun tonight. And just in case you remember him from being in the Ferrari in Pro last week, there is of course a rule that says you may change cars for round 2. We are yet to see who is going to make the most of that very lenient rule. Certainly it didn't look like anyone exploited that rule to get a great result at Zolder. Slambo, it's his turn for the drive-through. These boys are on it tonight, finding all the limits. Let's check in with Rigsy through the long right-hander at the beginning of Sector 3. Headlights are on. Maybe it's getting dark out there. Exo is in the pits, probably doing some setup tweaks. 4 laps down. Rigsy continues on. Metal's coming down the back straight. Unfortunately, the timing leaves quite a bit to be desired in this game, so we're never really sure of gaps. But he's certainly picking up some pickup on his car. Those ICR boys will have to remember that they'll get a bit of splash of black on that beautiful papaya colour that they'll be running for the rest of this season. Last corner, Metal's got a good line through the last corner. 18 minutes left. Let's check in with the Weezer and that gorgeous looking Lamborghini. So everyone's getting a bit dirty. It looks like you might have a bit of damage on that left side, possibly from that running wide a little earlier through sector 1. Kaki in the pits for his last stop. So Wheezy going the JJ method, which is to go as long as possible so that you never fall behind on track position and psychologically expose yourself to any mental weakness. Stay out as long as you can. Alright, let's just check in with Dino as he exits. And he has fallen quite a ways behind someone and Brenticle, and Blanchy yet to do his second stop. So everybody's actually getting quite dirty from pickup. I wonder, is that a sign of being offline? Certainly there's plenty of evidence to support that with the amount of drive-thrus we've had. Jackie Stewart's been very busy tonight. Slambo's taken a break. He'll still have to serve his drive-through. Paulie's grounded. He's given up flying. And Brett coming up behind one of the Bentleys. And that's Paulie just behind them. Oh, Paulie pushing the limits through the Sin corner. And that 720S looking delicious in its day glow yellow as Brett does the prep that he needs to go back to back in round 2 in Pro-Am. Flames licking out the back as he comes through the last corner. So the Bentley pits. As does, yep, that's AB. Ooh, scraping along the wall in the pit lane. And he's got the wipers going. Let's check in with Metal. Solid line again out of the last corner. And that is Shaky still behind him. 2 laps back. It's good pressure for Metal. He's a racer. He'll be loving it, soaking it up. Oh, and he's definitely hit the apex of 1. Much better that time. Yeah, he's coming along in leaps and bounds. Shaky looking good in the Merc. Is he going to send it? No. He's just testing out how well that car behaves under braking in the aero wash. Metal a little defensive. as Wilson looks to get in on the action. Oh, shaky. There's the aero wash, and he is off into the fence. He's going to need a new splitter on that thing. Alright, let's check in with AB into turn 1. Using all the curb there. And that's someone right behind him. So the Bentley boys, different teams, but same manufacturer. Awesome, carrying a bit more speed. He's going to have to be patient through here, though. Riggsy pits. So it's crunch time. Let's just stay with these Bentley boys and see what happens. Anything could. Yeah, there's the toe. He's getting close now. A little bit of defensive from AB. He doesn't care if he's in the same car. And someone to the inside. And that's a good move. Alright, let's check in with Riggsy. And looks like he's a little wide. Is he behind Metal? No, he's not. He's well ahead. Metal's had an issue somewhere. And Riggsy is onto the back straight. So Riggsy is fully on for the win in this practice session, practice race, Race on Oz, PlayStation 4/5 ACC. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. It's just a tester tonight. Get a feel for all the technicalities of it. Riggsy looking good. Let's check in with Wheezy. Sector 1. That's Slambo back on track behind him. But the Lambo is looking good around this track. So Metal's now 10 seconds back of Riggsy. So Metal, it's come unstuck somewhere. And Riggsy has executed beautifully. Awesome with another drive-through. Wow. Certainly keep practicing that and that'll be good for the race next week. Going at it, these boys. Let's check in with the number 1 kart in the Merc. And Slambo has been disqualified. The stewards, Jackie Stewart, he's had enough. Don't serve your penalties. Say goodbye. So he would, of course, been kicked back to the pits. That's not him. The Audi's sitting in behind the Godzilla. Bentley on the pit lane. Wilson also in the pits. Awesome with his drive-through. And Wheezy with his first stop just ahead of him. Oh, there it is. That's how close it can be, folks. Oh, there's contact. So that was Wheezy and Dino. So of course there's lots of things to practice, including all of the contacts, running wides and the errors, get them all out of the way. And there's shenanigans going on. Rigsy with the drive-through now, so he doesn't want to win it. That's going to hand it straight back to Metal in the Papaya Ferrari. But these boys are close on track, pushing super hard. Ooh, Dino going deep. Yeah, pickup and damage. Those scratches aren't just superficial. It's certainly worse than it looks when it comes to the visual damage model, and he is in for the last stop. So, where's Rigsy? Sector 3, Metal's 10 seconds back. Let's just have a look at Wheezy and we'll see. Oh, it's been a splash, and no, he hasn't done it yet. So he's in the number 1 pit box. Comes to a halt. Oh, he's got that slightly wrong. Bit more practice required there. And he'll be on his way any second now. Rigsy is in. Wheezy is stationary for a long time. So Rigsy's in, and Metal has taken the lead. Metal is through. That's his line into turn 1, going super deep. So the scoring now saying that Wheezy is so far ahead. How is that possible? No, of course it's not. So Wheezy's dropped back, but he is still ahead of Rigsy. So Wheezy with the pace, 11 seconds back, 5.5 minutes to go. Practice race here for Race on Oz ACC madness here at Paul Ricard in the slightly locked down country of France. Burrow on the back straight. So it's really only close between the top 3. Dino with damage. Still going. He's a champ. Let's go back to Rigsy. In a pristine looking Mercedes. No scratches. Doesn't even look like much pickup. Oh, there's a bit. Metal's crossed the line. Wheezy's coming across the line. And Rigsy out of the last corner. So they can all see each other. That'll certainly give them incentive with 4 minutes to go. Slambo has been disqualified in the number 55 Audi. He'll be appearing before the stewards later on to explain himself. They might even breathalyze him. So we're keeping it light and friendly today in this practice race. A Go with the blue flags. Definitely likes to get it out. Wheezy under 10 seconds. Riggsy 5 seconds back of him. So Metal is on for a huge psychological confidence boost tonight. In the Papaya Ferrari, being chased down by an almost Papaya looking Godzilla. He's taking huge liberties. We'll see. We could yet see another drive through. These boys just never have enough. Heads down, bums up for Metal. He's looking good. He's drilling it. Track temperature up to 21. And we are optimal here. Race on Oz, ACC. Immaculate line once again through there from Metal. He's made of it. So Wheezy only making up a few tenths each lap at this point. Riggsy doing the same. Blanchy's had some problems tonight. Still yet to serve his second stop. There is no pit window, so they've got right until the last lap, but they will lose a few in-game points if they don't serve those stops. And of course no one cares about those numbers at all. It's the scoreboard at Race on Oz that counts, and it's the team's championship that everybody's fighting for. Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock kickoff. Brought to you by yours truly, Demo or JJ. And we've seen Paulie get in on a bit of the broadcast action, and we'll be getting as much of it as we possibly can to you because it is good racing. And Blanchy in, pushing the limits. And the Merc follows him in straight away. That's Cart. So he knows the rules. Let's check in on Brett. What's he doing? Nice tight line through that long right-hander. And then the flat out left onto Mistral. And it looks like he's just accumulating data on the tyres. And there it is from the steward's office that the leader, that is the number 10, Metal Man, made of metal steel, he is on the last lap. And it is lap 32. And there is the final drive-through of the evening to the Someone Awesome. So he's learning heaps, and that's great for him. Riggsy, P3, he'll be bummed. He won't be happy with that tonight. Could have had a win tonight against some of these pro boys. And that's professional. Just so there's no mistaking what's going on here, kids. Wheezy 7.6 seconds back. But it's Metal, the man, and he's fending off. No, he's not. There's some good racing going on behind him, though. Godzilla and the Bentley going at it. Is it Brenticles? It is. And we know it's not Paulie, so it's got to be XO. So, can we actually see Metal cross the line? And the answer is we will. That's the second to last corner. And we know how good he is through the last corner. There it is. And here he comes. Wow. He'll be delighted with that. There it is. There's the checker. And then Wheezy, P2 in the Lambo. And there's Riggsy in the green machine. And there's Burrow coming through the last corner. They're still going at it. Lots of Bentleys on the grid tonight. Some of these boys have freely admitted it's not the strongest track for this car, but they'll be doing everything they can to get one up on their rivals with excellent strategy on Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, Demo 1 Garage. So let's just see. Yeah, exactly. Metal loves his work tonight. He is celebrating. That's what we like to see. Someone who loves their handiwork. So that's going to be about it tonight, folks. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed this practice round of Race on Oz ACC. If you like what you've seen, definitely tune in on Tuesday night. It'll be Demo 1 Garage, Joe Mahoney, or myself, yours truly, Nige Guns. We'll bring the action to you. And until then, stay sane. Signing out.